Let us enter the world of the glorious PC gaming race. Hello guys, how are you today? My name is David Franco, and today's video is all about the glorious GMMK modular mechanical keyboard. Huge emphasis on modular. Okay, so first of all, I want to thank Glorious for sending this out my way. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. But for everyone in the comments, I want your opinion on this whole PC gaming race thing, which is fine. I like that title, PC gaming race. But let's be honest, when people think of the Glorious brand, they typically relate that to the whole PC master race. So I want your thoughts. Is it a real thing, or is it just something people make up to feel better about themselves? I think it's made up, because personally, I'm an open-minded gamer. I love consoles. I love PC gaming, even though I'm like 99% a PC gamer. But I just kind of throw that out there because originally I did create an unboxing video for this keyboard. Gotta be honest with you guys. And shout out to my patron, Josh Reed. He got bad vibes from my unboxing video because I focused way too much on this whole PC Master Race thing. Because it just, I don't know, it baffles me, honestly. But with that said, it's not a huge deal. I'm going to move on. But I want you guys to answer that question in the comments. Is the whole PC Master Race thing real? Let me know. And please, keep it clean. Keep it clean and just have fun. There's nothing wrong with a good quality debate. Okay, so jumping into the review, you guys may notice I'm in my recording room. Yeah, I recently hung up some acoustic foam panels, which look okay. I mean, I had to cover up some imperfections in the wall with some artwork and more acoustic foam panels, but this is a great start. So for the time being, you may notice the audio is not the greatest, but it will get better over time, I promise. This is just the beginning. I definitely want to make this room look and sound really nice. Okay, so finally jumping into my review of the glorious GMMK, which does stand for Glorious Modular Mechanical Keyboard. I'm going to say that again. Modular is a huge focus of this keyboard because at the time of the release of this product, this was the world's first modular mechanical keyboard, and that's a big deal. I'll talk about that more in a bit. Okay, so first focusing on design, I gotta say, this is a beautiful keyboard. It's available in black and white, and it comes in 3 sizes. Full size, which is what I prefer, 10 keyless, and finally compact, in other words, 60%. Personally, I'm not a 60% guy. I have one upstairs from an off-brand company. Okay, so I don't know if it's an off-brand company, but it's not really a company I would recommend, to be honest. So yeah, just let me know about that as well in the comments. I'm actually quite curious, and it's just not for me, I guess. Also, in regards to design, I have to say the default red escape key, or ascend as Glorious likes to call it, it's really nice. I mean, like, this one red accent against an overall black design, in my opinion, it just looks beautiful. And of course, I have to mention the chrome trim going around the edges of the keyboard. Nice touch. Okay, so jumping into what could be the most important aspect of this keyboard, this does use Gatoron switches, or Gatoron. I watched multiple videos before I made this video, because I wanted to see how people mentioned it. I'm going to go with Gatoron. I mean, it sounds good to me, so I'm just going to stick with that. So, what do you say? I gotta say, these Gatoron brown switches are surprisingly quiet. Now, you have to understand, I'm not like a huge keyboard nerd. I'm not a huge keyboard geek, but I appreciate a well-designed keyboard. And personally, what I'm looking for in a keyboard is a great design, something that feels nice, but it cannot be that loud. And while that's very important to me because I'm a Twitch streamer, I stream all the time. My Twitch link is right below if you want to follow me. I appreciate it. Check it out because that could be a great example of how you hear, or not hear for that matter, you know, how loud these cows? How loud these keys sound. This is my second take, by the way. The more you know. Alright, so I gotta say, I mean, the Gatoron brown switches, they actually feel really nice. They have kind of like a squishy vibe going on, but not too squishy. And overall, they barely produce any sound when compared to other switches. Check it out. Alright, so as you can probably hear, the keys are not insanely loud. But if I had to be perfectly honest, as good as these keys feel, I would have preferred something more clicky. So maybe I'll check out some red switches. Honestly, I don't have a ton of experience with different switches because I'm currently using the Razer Ornata Chroma, which is a mecha membrane keyboard, so that kind of uses Razer's own switches, if you will. So in a way, I'm just kind of getting started in exploring this whole world of keyboard switches. But I gotta say, it's fascinating, and this is a fully modular design, meaning you can use any switch you like, any keycap you like. Seriously, this is like a template in a way. This is actually a template. Take off the keys, take off the switches, and put your own switches in. You just have to go on Amazon. You can get a ton of switches for like what, $25, $30. And well, just like that, this is essentially a completely different keyboard. And that in itself is a huge deal. I hope more companies continue to do things like this. Now with that said, will I be changing switches? Probably not, because honestly, I like the idea of having different keyboards with different switches. For example, if I want to try a keyboard with red switches, then I'm going to buy an entirely new keyboard with red switches. And then if I ever want to go back to brown switches, then I'll use this keyboard. But then again, I'm a tech collector, so I don't need to be swapping switches all the time. I just like the idea of having the option. But of course, if I ever did want to switch out the switches, I can. And that is a huge deal. Props, Glorious. And of course, the necessary tools are provided in the box for taking out the keycaps and the switches. Alright, so let's talk about RGB. I'm a tech geek. I'm a PC gamer. So obviously that means I appreciate RGB. This keyboard puts out 16.8 million colors. But my favorite part about the lights is this, guys. You don't need any software. Listen, Razer, I love you guys, but Razer Synapse is kind of a mess. I think most people can argue that it just, sometimes it works well and other times it just doesn't work all that well. But the fact that the light controls, the patterns, all that stuff are actually built right into the keyboard, that is huge. So if for whatever reason you want to take this from PC to PC or whatever, you can change the lights on the fly. And that is a godsend. Every company should do things that way. Again, props, Glorious. Okay, so overall, wrapping up this review, I am extremely happy with this keyboard. Like, honestly, I was pleasantly surprised because I'm a huge fan of my Razer Ornata Chroma. So going over to an actual mechanical keyboard was quite a big deal for me, and I have zero regrets in actually using this keyboard as my new default go-to keyboard for my gaming. But again, my only small complaint is the brown switches, but that can be switched out. Literally, it's kind of a pun, but it's not, because it's a fully modular design, and that is just simply awesome. So, Glorious. Respect. Like, I've never been so happy with a keyboard design before, and all of its features, and again, like the built-in lights without having to use software. I love it. Like, I honestly do love this keyboard. And guys, with the holidays coming up, if you want to get this for someone in your family, get this for a friend, or, you know, treat yourself, nothing wrong with that. Check it out right below on Amazon. It's currently selling for $109 as of the making of this video. Oddly enough, it's cheaper. It's cheaper than the 10 key lists and the 60% versions by like $10. I don't know why. So you're paying less for more in my eyes. So I don't know. Anyway, Glorious, thank you so much for making this video possible. I appreciate it. And of course, guys, if you have any questions regarding this keyboard, let me know in the comments right below. Or just go to my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/DavidFranco. Ask me live and I'll answer live. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are enjoying your day, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.